Welcome back to the Better Arizona Show. I'm Sarah Carlstrom. Losing a loved one can be a very overwhelming and emotional time. That's why it is a good idea to be prepared beforehand. We have Lisa Aquafreda here from Abel Funeral Services. And Lisa, obviously you can't always be prepared because sometimes it's unexpected, but it is a good idea, most people probably don't even think about it, to consider this and pre-plan for a funeral.
Sarah, it is something that you always want to consider. It's something that, we don't really focus on until the situation arises, but if you do pre-plan beforehand, you are going to make everything so much easier for your family and your friends.
What do you do when a death occurs? I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Well, the first thing that's most important is you want to support each other. So obviously this is a time then emotions are high, our spirits are down, we're just upset. But we need to bond together and really lend out a hand and just help each other through the tough time.
And how do you start the process though? Because you have to, it's time sensitive. You have to move when something like this happens.
You do, but that's why it's so important to pre-plan for your funeral, because when that situation happens, all of the guesswork is already taken care of, and you're not making those emotional, financial decisions, which can happen.
When looking for a funeral home, what do we look for? Is there a checklist or something?
Sarah, there is a checklist. Well, first at Abel Funeral Services, we serve the Valley for 10+ years, and we pride ourselves in being a low-cost funeral home, and we're not going to upsell you on anything. What we're going to do is we're going to walk you through the process. You're going to give us a ring, and 24/7, someone's going to be there to answer those calls and make it as simple and easy as possible. We have all that information on our website. That's abelfuneralservices.com. And the next thing you want to do is you want to call that funeral home like I mentioned. You want to call Abel Funeral Services, make all your arrangements. They'll answer all of your questions. If your loved one was a veteran, you may be able to get extra assistance. There may be benefits available. You'll want to check that out. You can obtain 10 to 15 copies of the death certificate from your funeral director, and moving forward, you're going to need those in the process. You're also going to want to notify Social Security office if you were receiving benefits, because you're going to want to get those stopped. Another important thing is to contact health insurance company and also your employer regarding terminating any coverage or policies that you had. Always important is to contact your employer for information regarding any plans or pension plans that were available to you. Return credit cards of the deceased with a certified copy of the death certificate. That's always important to make sure you're on top of that. You also want to talk with a tax advisor, an accountant. You want to seek professional advice, because you're going to have to make sure that all the information is filled out correctly for your tax returns for that year of the death. Lastly, you want to pay important bills such as mortgage payments or anything else that needs to be taken care of.
Tell me a little bit more about Abel Funeral Services.
Well, Abel Funeral Services serves all of Phoenix, and we've been around for 10+ years in the Valley, and we really pride ourselves in really helping out during the process. And what's really important to remember, it's not about just finding a funeral home that's right in the area, but finding one that you're going to connect with the people, and they're going to make the process simple and easy. We're not going to upsell you on anything. What we're going to do is just really make everything simple, comfortable, and be that extension of your family.
Thank you, Lisa, for the information. It is a tough topic, but something that we all need to think about at some point.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, the Better Arizona Show will be right back.